What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Hey. Look, y'all never see me done up no more, so I had to get on here, put on a little makeup or whatever. Yeah, y'all literally always see me when I'm like looking completely bummish. So I had to do something different for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm here to announce y'all. So I am officially being the change that I want to see, right? Some of y'all might have saw my interview with on Counting Me Out podcast where I was talking about some of the things that I did not like about women's sports, right? And one of the biggest things that I said was I feel like there's not enough female athletes stories being told. Like, we all know everything about where LeBron was born, what his granddaddy name is, and everything else, right? But there's not many female athletes where we know their entire stories and journeys. So I created this show called Winning Her Way, where I'm interviewing phenomenal female athletes. You're going to learn about their stories. I'm going to go deep into where they're from, how they got to where they are, their struggles, things that should be happening anyway. But unfortunately, it is what it is. It doesn't happen enough. So my first guest that I'm really excited to talk about, and guys, I'm going to let her do her own bio because I feel like she has so much amazing things happening in her life, and I don't want to miss out on anything. But she is an Olympian. I will say that. And she's also made history. And the way that she made history is freaking amazing. And I cannot wait for her to share her story. So once again, y'all, this is Winning Her Way, where I'm going to be telling the stories of female athletes that unfortunately do not get the platform that they deserve. And can y'all hear me? Look, every time I get on live, everybody and their daddy want to call me, so I have to turn off my phone, D&D. So if anybody trying to hit me up, y'all, I'm on live, okay? But let's get into it. I'm going to bring Janee, and I want to make sure I'm saying her name. Look, I watched like 3 interviews to make sure that I'm saying only for her name, because I already did research on her, but I have to watch 3 interviews to make sure I am not wearing, let me not look in the comments. I am saying her name correctly. It is Janee Kassanavoid. Yes. Okay, let's bring her on. Let's see. Hey, how are you?
Hello, hello. I'm good. You were so close on the name pronunciation.
Oh, man. Look, I watched 3 interviews and still. Okay, tell me how to say it correctly.
Yeah, it's Janee Kassanavoid.
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 Kassanavoid. There we go. All right.
Yep.
Look. So I also got Shakari's name wrong. I kept calling her Shakari. She was like,
Yeah.
it's Shakari, sweetheart. She did
Yeah.
not play by her name. So I know people get my name wrong. So I just want to make sure I said it right. But
Yeah.
thank you for joining. And where are you based?
Yeah. I currently live in Manhattan, Kansas, but I'm from Kansas City, Missouri area.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you. And we're gonna have fun. This is gonna be like a very relaxed interview. So you don't gotta be like,
No,
okay,
I'm good.
enjoy yourself. So I have quite a few questions. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to get through all of them, but there's definitely some that I wanted people to just know about you, right?
For sure.
So before we hop in, I want you to tell us your story. So kind of give us a rundown of your bio, who you are, where you're from, all those beautiful things, and then we're going to hop into the questions.
Yeah. So I'm Janee Kassanavoid, a professional track and field athlete, specifically in the women's hammer throw. I'm also Comanche from Comanche Nation in Lawton, Oklahoma. I'm the first Native American woman to medal at the track and field championships from 2022, made that history moment. A 2-time medalist and an Olympic hopeful in Paris 2024. That's the goal.
You got it.
Yeah, and a Nike athlete, also partnering with Nike and Seven, which is a brand aside of Nike, inspiring and sharing journeys of Native athletes as well. So yeah, that's me.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. How did you get into track, and especially hammer? Because I
Mhm.
remember because I'm a track runner as well. I ran track in college, ran track
Mhm.
from 7 to 23. Unfortunately, when I tried to do field events, my coach laughed at me because he was like, just stick to running. I really wanted to do
Sure.
hammer, but he was
Mhm.
like, look at you. Do you feel like you can realistically do hammer? So I'm like 5'1", right? So he
Oh,
was
okay.
like against it. So how did you get into track
Mhm.
and how did you get into hammer?
Yeah, I definitely, track was kind of like the last of the last. I did it just for fun to stay in shape for all the other sports I played. I come from a very athletic and competitive family, so I didn't really start throwing until high school. I did a little bit in middle school, but I did also sprints. I did high jump, long jump, triple jump, whatever I could score points in. They're like, you got to do it. And I was like, okay. Wasn't a fan of the running, throwers, no cardio over here. But
Totally.
essentially, when I was recruited for college, I passed on playing volleyball, passed on playing basketball. My body was just kind of wore out from playing sports at a young age. And I was actually going to go into culinary school. But when
Mm.
everything came to it, track was the last option for me. So I went to Johnson County for shot and disc. I was there 1 year, and that's where I learned the hammer. I had never known of it before, seen it before. So I really took off with it very well and was pretty natural, and then got recruited to K-State. So my sophomore year, I came here, dropped everything else, and was solely a weight and hammer thrower. So
Wow.
here we are
That
10
is
years later, doing good.
I was gonna say you're doing real good.
Yeah.
So what is like the most challenging thing and rewarding thing about being a thrower?
Yeah, I would say just being like having that strength as a woman and it bringing confidence rather than like maybe insecurities or things when we talk about weight and expectation of what stereotypical hammer, or excuse me, just throwers in general should look like or should be
Yep.
built.
Yep.
That's something I really fought through because I'm just a raw athlete, and being told when I was a freshman, you have to get to 200 pounds to throw far, you have to be big, da da da. And I was like, I don't think so. I'm like very strong and I want to get stronger in the movement rather than just put on weight and feel heavy in a sense. So that was my strength, and realizing I'm very balanced, coordinated, strong in like power and dynamic movement. So that
Yeah.
is what allowed me to progress faster than most, with experience I didn't have as others.
So so with you being because you were a student athlete, like
Mhm.
what I guess was one of the biggest challenges you had with balance? Because I know that's something that all athletes of course struggle with. But I feel like when you're entering into college, it's a new world. You're no longer like you're under your parents' roofs. And then for females, it's still like a little bit different than the
Mhm.
guys. So going into college and being a student athlete, what did you struggle with the most and how did you overcome that?
Yeah. I definitely did not prepare myself enough for college and the transition academically.
I think none of us
JUCO
did.
was very easy. I was like, oh, I got this. And then I went to K-State being D1, and I was like, oh,
Different.
chemistry.
Right.
So that was the balance, just academically being on top of your schoolwork, planning when you need tutors, asking for help, utilizing the resources you're given. Yeah, it took me a couple years to get used to that. But
Yeah.
also with track and field, you don't see a lot of full scholarships,
Hmm.
on like the assistant side. So I ran into that struggle where I had some academic help, I had athletic help. And I was just working my way up to continue to get better, to continue to work towards more money for scholarships. I always worked part time because I was
Wow.
responsible for my financials and having money. So
Yeah.
that was another battle with that, and
Yeah.
trying to gain weight and trying to stay healthy. I had 3 knee surgeries in college, so it was just always
Man.
something. But yeah, just kind of the mindset and mentality I have is to work hard and to trust the process. So always get after it. Of course, sitting out is hard, but I think I've come back stronger every time I feel like I've had a setback. So,
Okay, so when was like your last injury?
well, always I feel like with older age now, my body is not
Oh,
wanting
look,
to
I
work.
understand. When you
Yeah.
start getting up in age, everything starts breaking down. So I understand.
Yeah, my last surgery was going into my senior year, so the summer 2017, because I finished
Okay.
in 2018. So that was my last surgery. So I had a surgery that summer on my meniscus, but just before last indoor season in 2020, well, into 2023 season, I tore my meniscus again. So I didn't go the
Mm.
surgery route because, again, outdoor just around the corner, I didn't have time. So thankfully, with my support team and my staff and all my medical people on board, we figured out the best route to make it and hopefully long term kind of avoid these flare ups. So,
Wow.
Thankfully, we made it work despite all
I
bad
love
knees.
that. So I'm currently healing from ACL surgery. I played women's football and played rugby. Like I told you, ran track, and
Yeah.
I pulled hamstrings before. But I think when you start getting into like the knee area,
Yep.
things just it's a longer process.
For
So
sure.
kudos to you for having three
Yeah.
surgeries and still being able to reach the heights that you've reached. That's like super inspirational, and that gives me hope because I'm hoping
Yeah.
to return to the field next year. So I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So something that I'm excited to talk about, the
Mhm.
fact that you made history because you were one of the first Indigenous women to win a world championship medal.
Yeah.
Like, talk to us about that. That's freaking amazing. That's so inspirational.
Yeah, it definitely was a very monumental moment for me in my career because it was my first world championship team. And then to be able to make it on the podium for women's hammer throwers is huge. It's something we haven't really done in this country. So to be a part of that, also with one of my close friends, like two women on the podium was amazing. And then to be everything that I inspire to be with having this platform and my goals in my career for my journey, just to empower women and to empower Native American women to create spaces and to continue to break barriers. Yeah, and just hopefully get more hammer throwers in the world. You know, that's everything I hope to be and hope to do. So that moment was super empowering and very like it'll just all the feelings are coming back and
I was
emotions,
gonna
but it was
say
an amazing moment for sure.
that's beautiful. So I'm sure you have a lot of little girls looking up to you and wanting to aspire to be just like you. So just give us a quick few words for all the little girls watching right now and that will be watching later. Like, what would you say, your the pivotal moment for you that kind of switched, turn on that switch where when you were like, you know what, I want to do this and I can do this. Kind of explain that process to us.
Yeah, it was definitely the end of my collegiate career. I grew up in a very small town, very low diversity, didn't really have a sense of who I was and self identity. I lost my father very young, who was full blooded Comanche. So, the closest tie to my heritage and culture. And so, I didn't have those moments with him and those times to learn from him and to know what it means to be Comanche or Native American and an Indigenous woman in this world. So,
Yeah.
kind of reaching out at that point in my career when I was having some success and like deciding what I wanted to do, keep throwing or go to a career. I just had a lot of people reach out and feel love and support, and that really just motivated me even more and helped elevate me to that next level. Just to know that I have so much backing of a community along with me to where I don't feel alone, and that pushes me even more to work harder and to compete at the highest levels. It's a lot. So that was the biggest
Yeah.
time for me out of college, transitioning into the professional world and to give me a reason to keep pushing.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see if I want to ask this question last or if I want to ask it next. So being a female athlete, right? And then also being someone of Native descent, what do you feel like is the biggest challenge that we have in women's sports? And how do you feel we can change that?
It's definitely, I feel like the strength and resilience that we have as women, it comes along with so many other advantages and disadvantages to being an athlete. You know, the cycles that we have, macronutrients and things like that being low, like we have to continuously battle through. And my coach has always said, the female athletes he has worked with are naturally tougher and mentally stronger than all the male athletes he's worked with. And I use that to my advantage, but I just think not giving credit where it's due, that we have to push through so much and endure so much when people are out here having babies and coming back. And, you know, it's just so much I think that we don't get enough credit for, and even as well as pay.
Yeah.
Another big
We
yay
know.
conversation in track and field. So
Yep.
but yeah, there's just so much to it where anytime I see female athletes having success and just doing amazing things, it just makes me so happy, and just to keep on pouring into the youth to continue the success.
Yeah, so for a young girl that wants to get into track and field, um, what do you feel like would be some of her obstacles based off of what we just talked about, and then also just the work ethic and being resilient and time commitment? Because I know there's a lot of people that feel like being an athlete, I feel like they know that it's not easy, but I don't think
Mhm.
they understand the grit and the sacrificing and the definitely when you're trying to go pro, like that type of time commitment. So what would you say to someone that is wanting to get into track and field? They might be thriving in college, kind of unaware and green when it comes to what's next for the next level. What would
Mhm.
be some of the things that you would, I guess, tell them this is what you
Mhm.
need to do to prepare for that level because it's going to be different.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I lacked when I was making those decisions. I didn't really have a strong, other than my siblings who did amazing. They were D1 volleyball and basketball players. But as far as someone from that next level, especially for Native American women, I didn't have that leader or role model to kind of navigate these spaces. So I was, in a sense, going blind. And then in track and field, there's so many avenues, and it really depends on the individual and how you market yourself and put yourself out there, and then on top of your success. And I was in a place where it's like, I don't feel like I should have to do that. If I'm really good, surely the marks and everything will speak for itself. But that
Yeah.
was not the case. You have to do a lot in that way. But I think just sticking to your gut and whatever you want in life, always take the risk and give it a shot, because you never know what can happen after the fact. If I was happy with my success in college, which was great, if I didn't give it a shot just to see where I could be, I would never be in this position to make history and to still inspire the youth and to empower Native American women. But I think always work hard. The hard work will pay off, and just trust the process. And I think you'll find joy in that. I don't think I could not live this life without being an athlete in some way or another. It's just a part of who I am and where I find love. And I think the harder days are always going to come and go, but when you have success and you have PRs and you're seeing good things in your sport, it's always going to make all of that worth it in the end.
Ah, I love that. I love that. So, with 2024, literally pretty much being here tomorrow. And I know that and I know that Paris is very close.
Mhm.
What are your goals and how are you kind of preparing for that Paris opportunity?
Yeah, it's a different time than 2021 when I thought I was ready to give it all and I had a shot, and I was definitely in the mix of women to make the team. But unfortunately, we fell 3 centimeters short of making the team. That hurt in that moment, and I allowed it to hurt, but that made me put my head down and work even harder to come out with these past 2 years and to claim a medal and to continue seeing progress. It's only just built much more confidence and strength in who I am as a person. So every time I step in that ring, it's just a time to put on a show and
Yeah.
give back to everything that I put into it and just have fun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what these next 6 months are geared to, just to be patient, put the work in, grind it out, and then when that time comes, it'll all fall into perfect place. So
I love that, man. Well,
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have my fingers crossed for you. I'm 100% sure you're gonna get there, and I can't wait to see you on TV. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, I interviewed her. I knew it was coming. Okay, so let's have
Yes.
some fun really quick. So let me ask this: Are you
Okay.
single?
I am single.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So we're gonna get into like some questions called intentional dating. Okay. We're gonna do like five quick questions, right?
Okay.
You can answer them however you want to. But we gotta that's something that we don't talk about a lot either. Like dating as an athlete, that's the thing too. Intimidation, other things that might play a role in that. So
Absolutely.
we're just gonna dive right into them, okay? So we're gonna have some fun.
Okay.
Okay, so what is your ideal man? Like, what would he look like? What would his energy be like? His characteristics, those type of things.
Hmm. Well, yes, I am average, taller woman. Even though I'd love to be 6 foot, I'm definitely 5'9". I'm a little strong, so they got to be taller than me. They got to be a little bigger than me or stronger, but we won't go there. It won't be that competitive. In my mind, it's like 6'3" plus.
Okay.
Solid weight. I would think I would get along as most mentally and physically with an athlete, but that hasn't always been the case. But
Okay.
we'll wait on it.
Okay.
But yeah, someone who is smart, who is genuine, is a family man. My family is the most important thing to me. Who is educated and very much goal oriented. So it's like
Okay.
5. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You said so he doesn't have to be an athlete, right?
No.
Okay. All right, fellas. I know y'all gonna be in my DMs about her, so you hear her talking. All right, y'all tune in. Okay, so next question. Um, what would be the perfect date for you?
I love to cook. So that's like my biggest thing is just like going to the grocery store on a Sunday with a clean house, cooking a nice meal, having a glass of red wine, light a candle, and just like relax. If not that, a
Okay.
sporting event.
Okay, all right. Look, I feel that. I like that actually. I would do the same thing actually. So
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, so I got to ask this question because I definitely I got asked this all the time, right?
Mhm.
So being an athlete, is it true that it's harder to find someone that's compatible with you? Like, has there ever been like an intimidation thing where a man was like, "Oh, the fact that you're an athlete, I just can't do it," or do you feel like you find it easier because you're an athlete? And a lot of men, they love sports, they love women in sports. So, what is your take on that?
Mm, yes and no, 50-50. I think most athletes, males, understand the time commitment, the sacrifices, like needing to be mentally focused at times. But then to have, I don't think a lot of male athletes have experienced having a woman just as successful, if not more successful than them,
Mm,
to where we need just that same level of support. And like, I want to be your cheerleader 100%, and I always will be. That's easy for me, but it's not
right.
easy for men in a lot of ways, to where they feel like if their plate's overwhelmed or if they're not, their life's not going how they want, they kind of dip out and like can't do a relationship at the same time, which I understand. I've had my struggles, but I think I'm, again, just a little mentally more mature and able to
Yeah.
communicate things in that nature. But yeah, right now I'm just happy with life, grinding away, having my success and my fun from time to time.
Okay.
Um, to where if I'm not looking for a relationship, I think it'll come at the perfect moment.
Okay. And what would you like? How would you define intentional dating when you hear that term? What does that mean to you?
I think it's just knowing what you want, knowing who you are, what you bring to the table, and putting that out there to someone that you meet and ready to move to like the next step. I don't have time to mess around. I don't want to play with feelings or games. I'm at the age where like, look, if you want to date me, if you want me in your life, you have to like come ready because I'm ready and more than capable of a relationship. But that's just
Okay.
me.
Okay. Now, do you think you'll have time? Because I know you're preparing for the Olympics, and I'm sure you have like a crazy schedule. Would you have time to actually have a partner at this very moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yes, she said yes, guys, in the comments. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Time
right.
and effort with good energy, you can make
Okay.
anything work.
Perfect. All right. Last one. Last question I got for you. What are your non-negotiables so that we can go ahead and eliminate some of these people that's gonna slide in your DMs immediately?
Mhm. I think that's the thing I don't want. I want the like walk into a coffee shop, you see me, I see you. It's not going to be in a club. It's not going to be from social media. And if you slide in the DMs, again, that's great. I love me too, hard eyes. But like, what else do you bring to the table? So that's
Ah,
just the biggest thing. Come with intention. Apply the pressure because I don't know. I'm ready. So
I love this. Okay, look,
yeah.
I appreciate you for being a good sport. Last thing, what do you have coming up? I know, of course, we have the Olympics. Is there anything anywhere else we can find you? Any other big interviews coming up, or anything that you would like to kind of tell us about so that we can be on the lookout for it?
Yeah, I'm kind of just anchoring down here in Manhattan until outdoor season. I won't do indoor at all. It's not really worth it. But yeah, gonna plan up to open up in Kenya around April. Have some things in the works with NBC in preparation for the Olympics, so that'll be exciting this winter. And then birthday in the new year, so that's always exciting to look
Okay.
forward to.
Happy
But
early
yeah,
birthday.
thanks. But yeah, just kind of back to the grind and excited to keep back to the drawing board.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well,
Mhm.
again, Thank you so much. We are looking forward to seeing you in Paris. Again, I'm gonna be like, I know her, I interview her. So once you're done, we gotta get you back on here, right? Once you win that gold medal. So we're rooting for you. Thank you for being an inspiration. Thank you for breaking barriers. And I can't wait to interview you again. I appreciate you.
Yes, thank you for having me so much.
Of course. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. All right, everyone. I told you guys that I was gonna have an amazing guest, and that she was. So she, if you guys are just tuning in, she made history by being one of the first Indigenous women to win a gold or a world championship. Right? She's a hammer thrower. So this is the first episode of her winning her way, which again. This is a platform for female athletes that are doing phenomenal things, and I'm going to help amplify them and their stories and get things out there about them that you might not see in the media. Told you guys I really want to be the change that I keep complaining about, because we can complain about, we want to fix this needs to change, we need to do more, we need this support, but if I'm not doing my part by utilizing my platform to give these amazing women an opportunity to reach a new audience, who am I? Right? We can't sit here and depend on other people to make things happen when we're not making it happen for ourselves. So thank you guys so much. Again, this was the first one. Again, thank you so much, Janee. You were amazing. Guys, I have probably about 12 other female athletes that I'm going to be interviewing between now and the new year. Well, let me not say the new year. Now in mid-January. And so I am excited to share these amazing women's stories. If you guys have any other female athletes that you think I should interview, DM me, please, because I'm looking for more amazing females. But guys, we got some really badass women that's going to come on this show, and I cannot wait for y'all to hear their stories. Okay? So thank you guys for tuning in. Hold on. I saw somebody ask a question that I actually wanted to answer. The comments are moving too fast, so that might not happen. I can find the question. Dang. Check out. Oh, dope. I definitely will. I definitely will. Yeah, guys, if you have any other amazing, phenomenal female athletes that deserve more of a platform to talk about what it is they're doing and spread their greatness, definitely let me know. But like I said, we do already have 12 women booked. And I'm super excited about sharing you their stories with you all. But again, I'm doing this because I keep complaining about there's not enough women's stories out there. Like, we know all these the guy stories, we know the LeBron James and the Tyreek Hills and all of these dope women are dope dudes, right? But there's not a lot of female stories out there. And so for me, being a female athlete, I got to do my part. I have a large platform, and I believe in spreading people's amazing stories, because there's somebody out there, especially our younger generation, that is aspiring to be these amazing female athletes and male athletes, but they don't know how to get there. They don't know their struggles. They don't know the game plan, the blueprint. So if I can help again, amplify these women, and also help to give these younger generation kids a place and to really watch this and learn and grow, dude, why the hell would I not do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Thank you guys. Thank y'all for, you know what? I must say this. I'm so proud of y'all. I ain't been on here in a minute, right? Because normally when I get on live, y'all be going nuts. Like, y'all be acting out of line. But I saw nothing but great, beautiful. Ooh, y'all, I just choked on my spit. I saw nothing but amazing comments the entire interview. And you guys it seemed like you guys are actually paying attention, soaking in her story, and I appreciate that. There's a lot of phenomenal female athletes. So I do have an amazing CrossFitter female athlete that is amazing, that's gonna be on here, so tune in. Let me see. Thank you, I appreciate it, y'all. Look, I'm just trying to do my part. That's all I'm trying to do out here in these streets. um Y'all are crazy. Um, thank you. I know y'all. Look, I know I try to get on Instagram as much as I can, but man, things have been happening. Life has been happening, and there's a lot of amazing things that I cannot wait to share with you all. But it will come when it comes. But I'm gonna try. Well, I am gonna be on here more because I'm gonna be interviewing these amazing female athletes. Um, but yeah, guys, getting on IG Live is a lot sometimes. How am I feeling? I feel amazing, y'all. So I'm in month 10. Wait, I'm in month 11 of my ACL recovery journey. So I'm able to sprint. I'm starting to cut. I'm doing footwork. Like I'm doing all types of stuff. The things that I was doing before I got injured, not 100%, but I'm probably at like 70%. So my goal is to be back on the field, right? The flag football field. I'm not playing tackle football. For those who keep asking, get back on the flag football field in May, if that is what God has for me. But we will see. So yeah, guys, I'm just, doing what I gotta do to get back there. Yes, of course, she's amazing. She is amazing. So fingers crossed, prayers up for Janee to make the Olympic team. I'm super excited about her. Like she's super dope. So I can't wait to see how that goes. All right, guys. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna be back on here, I think Wednesday, with another amazing female athlete to share with you all and her beautiful, amazing story. I think you guys are gonna be excited about her as well. Yo. What's up, CEO Bricks? I ain't seen you in a minute. Uh, y'all, what's up? All right, guys, love y'all. I'm getting off here. I'm hungry and I'm tired. Man, let me tell y'all, my trainer, this man be trying to kill me and my best friend every time we go. So I be needing rest after these sessions. So I love y'all. See y'all soon, and I'll